Hello all, welcome to Bio 140 General Biology. My name, hopefully you can see here, and if you have pronounced it Dr. Buoni, you are correct. I will be your instructor for Bio 140. I will also not be in class the first week of the course. I've had a trip planned for a very long time. So this is not only an orientation video to the course itself, it's also a kind of pretty good overview of what you need to do for the first week until I see you week 2. So once you get into the course, you'll see this. Again, as I go through this, some of these might look a little different than your screen. That's because I'm your instructor, but generally everything you need to see, you'll be able to see in a timely manner. So first of all, just a little quick overview of me. Here is my information. Email is by far the best way to get a hold of me. And you can just kind of scroll down and just see that. What I definitely want you to do is to start here and hit under start here. And obviously there will be a course orientation video right here. That's the one that you're watching right now. And it'll instruct you to do the following. The first thing is, here's the course orientation video you're following. You want to go ahead and take a look at the policies because you're going to have a small quiz on these policies. So this is everything from communication to the course materials to how the grading works. Understand one thing about the grading as well. You have to pass lecture separately than lab to pass the course. So, you have to get at least a 70 in lecture separately than a 70 in lab. Otherwise, you will not pass the course. So you want to make sure that both of those sections are being handled as they should on your end. Here is the syllabus. You can go ahead and look at that if you want. And once you've looked over the course policies, you're going to be taking a course policies quiz. And you can do this as many times as you need to get them all right, which is really nice. That's part of your Lab 1 work, and I'll tell you how I knew that. And then basically from the ebook, we're going to talk a little bit about the textbook. You're definitely going to need not only the textbook, but you need the book with the digital access code. So you want to make sure you get the one that's at the bookstore. And when you register, you definitely want to use a Delaware Tech email. I don't need to worry about reviewing instructor feedback right now. I can talk about that when I see you in person. And obviously, again, this is more of just information of contacting me and when my office hours are. And again, you always, if you want to see me during office hours, you always want to email me first. That's just to make sure I don't have somebody else come in the same time that you do. There's obviously student support resources as well. So let's get down to the course schedule, and this is the course schedule. So we're going to spend a little bit of time on this. This very easily outlines for you exactly what you need to do for the learning part and what you need to do for the assignments part. And as you know, I will not be in class this week. That is highlighted in blue, so you do not need to show up either, and you can do this on your own. Obviously, the number one is taking the course policies quiz. The second thing would be class introductions, and this will very clearly outline exactly how you do this. I'm sure you've had to do it in some other courses as well. And then the lab. Let's talk about labs for a second. So this is a hybrid course, and because it's a hybrid course, basically, it means it does not meet the same amount of time as a face-to-face course. In other words, there is not a separate time for lecture and then a separate time for lab. And so because this course is designed the way it was, the major labs will be done online. So there won't be any lab activities when I see you. It'll be almost all, I should say lab. You will be doing activities, hands-on activities, lecture activities, but the actual for your grade lab activities will be done on your own at home. I like to do a lot of the group work, a lot of the case studies and things like that during the class time. So you can think of the class time as being most of the content learning time for a lot of the stuff that's going to be on the test, and then your lab activities will be done online. So this is literally accessing every assignment that you have all the way down the line. The exams are face-to-face, in-person, old school paper pencil. And so you can see again when the dates are there. So the right side makes sense. You click on those, it takes you right to what your assignment is. And then what is this whole thing? Science is a process. So like so all of this stuff is a little bit of the content. So you'll see here, by the way, it jumped right to Unit 1. And if I scroll down real quick, these are all the units of the course. So this is basically everything that's going to be on exam 1. And we can see here that we can go right to the book. And of course, when you click on this, once you register, by the way, you will have access to this as well. So this is the actual book. There's a thing called My Notes, which is and you'll have access to that as well. That's basically like study guide notes for the course itself. So I just logged into my Google account, and all of a sudden it said, "Oh, you want to make a copy?" Yeah, I want to make a copy. I sure do. So this is the My Notes Chapter 1, and you'll notice that here it has, this is for you, almost like as a study guide, notes for you for each of the chapters. So that's real nice for you to have like a guide for each of the chapters. And so this is how you would go down the line, down the line. Again, you're testing your knowledge. So you can see here that each aspect of Unit 1 has its own series of lecture. And this, well, I should say learning. I'm going to be covering a fair amount of this in class, but not all of it. I'm going to be covering the parts that are a little more tricky. And so that's kind of what we're doing through class, besides other things like activities, case studies, etc. And so that is the bulk of it. Now you want to know what's due for each of the units. You can see here, this is how we would know. And you can see here that for Unit 1, we have the course policies quiz, class introductions. By the way, that happens to be your week 1 work also. But again, this is for the full unit. Then we have our textbook 1 chapter questions. This is the reason why you have the digital access code. Your lab on scientific method, the chapter 2 questions, chapter 3 questions, your microscope lab. And then finally also there is a practice exam for you as well, which will help with the real exam. So that kind of repeats. And so if we go down again to Unit 2, we have all of our learning and content all here. Then we have all of our assignments, and they just repeat down the course, and that's kind of how it goes. So that is an introduction to the course itself. And so just again, be aware, that this is the work that I need you to do week 1, and I will see you on week 2. I look forward to helping you, and if you have any questions, you can, even though I'm not going to be in class the first week, I'm still open to email, so you can email me if you have any questions. Thanks a lot.